Okay, so from the vocabulary, you should know these terms. The first term that you should be very familiar with at this point is lower quartile. Lower quartile is when we are talking about the median of the first half of the numbers. So it's still the median, but it's of the first half of the numbers. So the first half of numbers. Okay? You should be able to look directly at your vocabulary and know that term, okay? The second one is median, which we learned some time ago, and that is the middle number. So that is the number directly in the middle of the data set. The third word that you should know is upper quartile. Upper quartile is, again, it's the median for the second half. So it's a median for the second half of the numbers or the data. All right. You should be writing these things down as we go just so that you have a good working knowledge of it. Minimum is, again, if you looked at your vocabulary, that would be the smallest number in the data set. And maximum would be the largest number in the data set. So the largest number in the data set. All right, we'll go through a few of these notes and make sure that you're copying down as we go. All right, for instance, for our lower quartile, well, let's go for a median because that's the easiest one. The median is the middle number, so we just go straight to here and we know that this is median. It's our middle line, okay? So that is median. And then our lower quartile is the first line on our box plot. So this would be it right here. And this is stuff that we learned from our vocabulary. So this would be our lower quartile. That's the median for the first half of the numbers. And then lastly, our upper quartile is the second half of that box. And so we are looking for the second half of the box, and that is what we call our lower quartile. I'm sorry, our upper quartile. Right? Our minimum and our maximum are always the first dots, not the first number or the last number on the number line, but the minimum is always the first dot, and the maximum is always the last dot. So let's go ahead and talk about another one. Let's find it again. So the median in this case would be 25 because that's the middle number. And the middle number for the first half of the numbers is 23. That's called the lower quartile. And the middle number for the second half of the numbers is 29. That's called the upper quartile. So we have a lower quartile, median, and an upper quartile. Okay, and then lastly, again, our first and our last dot, not the first and last number on the number line, but our first and last dot are always called the minimum and the maximum. What I would like you to do is pause the video and try this last one on your own, and then once you unpause it, I will give you the answer key to it. So you should have deduced that your median would be 80 because that's the middle number, okay? It's that middle line in the box plot. Also, our upper quartile, I'm sorry, our lower quartile, or our median for the first half is 70. And our upper quartile, which is the median for the second half, is 90. Okay, so that's our upper quartile. And again, the first dot, not the first number on the number line, but the first dot on the number line and the last dot on the number line are our minimum and our maximum. Okay, so you can go ahead and make sure you have this completed, and we will go on to the next part. Okay, so let's go ahead and work with our creating a box plot. The first thing you always do, step number 1, is you are going to order the data. And then you're going to find the elements. So step number 2, you'll find the median, the max, the minimum, the lower quartile, the upper quartile. You'll find all those elements, okay? And then lastly, you'll create your box plot. Create box plot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We start with the 0. And then I don't have any 2s, but I have 3 3s. 1, 2, 3. Then I have 1, 2 4s. 1, 2. I have 2 5s. 1, 2. And then I have a 6. Okay? I'm going to use a highlighter to cross out so that we can see everything here. But I'm going to find my, do step number 2. I'm going to find my median, my maximum, my minimum, all that. So here we go. 1, 1, 2, 2. I'm looking for the middle. 3, 3, 4, 4. Oh, I found the middle. That's what we call our median. Here it is right here. My median is 4. Okay? So I'm going to put a little label. Now, what I want to do is I want to find my median, or what we call the lower quartile, for the first half. So I'm going to cross out 1 here and 1 here. If I do this, then I end up crossing out everything. So I know that this is my median, or what we call the lower quartile. Okay, again, I can, don't forget with the median, if you have 2 numbers, if they're the same, we can just say, oh, the lower quartile is 3. But if they're different, I'll show you what to do. Okay, on this side over here, for my upper quartile, I cross out 1 here and 1 here. So I end up with 2 middle numbers. That's my upper quartile, which is 5. Okay, I have to look for my minimum, which is the smallest number. That would be my 0, and my maximum, which is the largest number, which is 6. Okay, a lot of people make the mistake of, when they do this number line, they start with like 0 because that's my first number. That's what I want to start with. But then I don't have any 2s, so they'll go 0, 3, 3. Okay, that's not the way you do it. Just go in order from 0 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We literally are going in order so that we can put our dots on, okay? So even if you don't have a number in your data set, but it should be on your number line because it's in between the minimum and maximum, then do it anyways, right? My median is 4, okay? My, sorry, that's my Alexa. My lower quartile is 3, and my upper quartile is 5. Okay, so with those 3 numbers, you are going to make your box plot. Okay, which looks like that. Okay, so you're going to make your box plot right on your 3 numbers. Okay, and then your minimum and maximum, which is 0 and 6, you're going to put there. Well, the last thing you need to do is you need to connect them. So let's just connect them with our 2 whiskers. Okay, so you're going to be doing that. I want you to try this one on your own. Okay, try it on your own, and then we are going to go ahead and pause it, and then I will show you the answer. All right, so let's put these in order if you haven't done it already. I have 16, I have 17, I have 18, I have 20, I have 21, 22, and 23. Okay, so if you were to find your middle numbers, which that's what we're going to do right now, my median, okay, my median would be 20. So hopefully you were able to get your median of 20. And then my median here on the lower half would be 17. That's my lower quartile. And on the other half, this is my upper quartile, which is 22. And my minimum is 16, and my maximum is 23. Knowing that, that's what I have to make my number line with. I have to have 16 all the way to 23. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Okay, let's put our dots. So let's put our 3 in the middle. We have our lower quartile, our median, and our upper quartile. Okay, those are the ones we use to make the box. So here's my box. Okay, and I'm going to darken those red dots so you can see them. They go right in the middle of your lines. And then don't forget our minimum, which is 16, and our maximum, which is 23. And then you go ahead and put your lines. Your whiskers is what we call them. All right, this is the end of this part.